In Paulo Coelho's best-selling book, The Alchemist, there's a quote that says, "When you really want something, all of the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it." And Napoleon Hill talks about a hot, white burning desire in the book Think and Grow Rich. What these two quotes are referring to is that you need to start with a desire. You still need to work hard. It doesn't mean that you sit around and do nothing, but desire is the first step. And in my opinion, the second step is non-attachment to the results. You work hard, you have the desire, but you're not attached to it. And for some strange reason, those are the two recipes that will get you what you want. There's a saying that all you need to do is know where you're going. The answers will come to you on their own accord.
What would you say is the one common characteristic that you find gets people to where they want to go?
The most important question is, the people get to where they want to go because they know where they want to go.
Oh, wow.
And most people don't know where they want to go. A lot of people are going and being driven by what they think they should do,
right,
what other people say they should do, what they have carried in their mind for a long time they should do. But the most important question you can ever ask yourself is, what do I really want?
Wow.
And the answer to that, once you can establish for yourself what the answer to that is, and have everything you do, every choice you make, move you in the direction of what you say your vision is.
Right.
Yeah. And when you do that, the forces of life rise up to meet you. The reason why most people have such chaotic lives is because they're living in chaos in their head. And as soon as you get clear, it clears up.
You don't need everything to be this big orchestra. If you believe in what you're doing and it has a message behind it, put it on the internet. Put your web series on YouTube. See what happens to it. Drop your song on SoundCloud. No one can hold you back. The only thing that holds you back is the fear and the thought in the mind itself. If you're visually seeing something that's not out there, that means you're supposed to create it. I know what we want. I know what we wish to see, but we have to know that we're the ones that's got to do it. We can't keep talking. We have to take action. And it's not about screaming, it's not about yelling, it's about living your truth.
Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. Remember that in life, no one cares about where you are. No one cares about your circumstances, your problems, or your issues. The only person that can deal with that is yourself. In order to overcome this adversity, you need to face this one-on-one with yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and realize that you need to make a change for yourself and no one else, because no one is coming to save you. You can't manifest success if you don't put in the work. Once again, I'm going to emphasize this. Listen, your family or your friends might care about you, but in general, they don't care about what happens to you, because it's up to you to actually make a change in your life. You could be a lazy loser and they'll still like you, but that doesn't mean that you'll be happy and you'll be fulfilled. So make a choice, make a decision, and change your life for the better, because no one's coming to save you.
Stop looking for the perfect morning routine, the perfect calendar app, the perfect to-do list, the perfect notebook, the perfect logo, the perfect name, what your YouTube banner is going to look like. Should my business card go this way or this way? Should the logo on my shirt go here or here? What kind of camera is that? Should I do bodybuilding or should I do CrossFit? What about yoga? Is intermittent fasting better than keto? Stop worrying about that. Just start. People trick themselves into thinking that they're getting closer to their goals because they're setting up the perfect plan, they're getting the perfect apps in place, they're doing all these things, but they're not. You just need to start. You just need to post an episode. You just need to send the email. You just need to post the video. Just get started first and then worry about all that other stuff later. All that other stuff that you're worried about doesn't matter at all if you never actually start.
See, for every time you have a plan, a dream, an aspiration, or a goal, do you know what happens every time you have one of those? This thing comes along called life. It happens to everybody. Life has disappointment. It's got peaks and valleys. But you got to quit letting the devil keep you from your destiny by tying it to this little job you got. But start. If you make one step, you'll make two. And don't worry about where you're going with it. Just get started. He'll show you the way to go, because he wants you to get to your destiny. But he got to make sure that you want to get to your destiny first. If you tell him you want to get to your destiny, that God you serve, he going to show you how to do it.
So I'm parked outside another speaking event. I'm here quite early, and I have enough time to give you another tip. And this is for all people that are wanting to be speakers or MCs for events. A lot of people just don't know how to get started. And my top tip to you is when an opportunity presents itself for you to speak, whether it's at work, just in front of your department, whether it's at a family gathering, somebody's 21st birthday, whether it's at a baby shower, wherever it is, at your church, wherever you have an opportunity to get up, stand up, and say something, do it. Don't think that it's only 5 people or it's only my family. No. You need to get as much practice in as you can. And you need to then be self-aware and self-assess yourself. How did I do? How did I feel? Because you know what? You need to start gaining momentum. You need to start. That's the biggest thing. And it doesn't matter where you start. As soon as you start, more opportunities will present themselves, and you need to keep on saying yes to them. Even if sometimes you feel like this opportunity is above me and I'm biting off more than I can chew, there's probably a bit of imposter syndrome keep creeping in. Do it. And before you know it, the opportunities become bigger, and you get to speak to a bigger audience, and the content becomes more important and engaging, and before you know it, you're in it. That's honestly how I started. I started by saying, you know what, I put my hand up at any opportunity to speak, and now the opportunity, it's like the universe knows that, oh, okay, she's doing it, she wants it, give it to her. So to everyone out there who's trying to get in, start where you are. Don't wait for, the thing that you think is big and important. Start where you are, because where you are is also important. Good luck.
That where you are with what you have. Look at Moses. When God wanted to use him as a deliverer, this guy was a stammerer. The only thing he had was a stick or a rod. It is that stick that he had that God used to part the Red Sea. It was that stick that brought water out of a rock. It was that stick that became a snake before Pharaoh. It was that stick that brought water out of a rock. When Samson was confronted by 1,000 Philistines, and they wanted to kill him, he had the jawbone of a donkey. It is that jawbone of a donkey that he had that God used to kill 1,000 Philistines. When Jesus was at the wedding at the Cana of Galilee, and the wine was finished for this newlywed couple, he looked around and he saw water, and he said to the servants, fill the water pots with water. He used what was available and he turned it into wine. When David was confronted by the giant of God by the name of Goliath the champion, he looked around at what he had, and he had some smooth stones and a slingshot. It was the smooth stones and the slingshot that God used to bring Goliath down. When Jesus wanted to feed the multitudes, he had 5,000 men, excluding women and children. He looked around and said to the disciples, what do we have? And they had one small boy had 2 fish and 5 loaves. That is what he took and multiplied, and he fed the multitude, and 12 baskets remained. What do you have? When the widow that was in a debt crisis came to the prophet Elisha, Elisha says, what do you have? She had a little jar of oil. It was that little jar of oil that was multiplied, and she became an oil entrepreneur, and she received debt cancellation.
Do it alone. Do it broke. Do it tired. Do it scared. Just do it.
Give up yourself unto the moment. The time is now. Give up yourself unto the moment. Let's make this moment last.
Tempted by fate, and I won't hesitate. The time is now.
Let's make this moment.